ducktail boot lid, Y-spoke wheels, yep, lots of carbon fibre and suede. Check. It can only mean that the BMW M Division's happy place is back. Welcome to the new M2 CS.
That said, although CS models usually come along as a refined, sharpened, best of the best M car, a CS isn't a surefire winner like Porsche's GT3.
Well, the M4 now is too big and bulky to be a purist driver's thriller, but the old M4 CS was brilliant. The old M5 CS, magnificent car, but the new M3 CS Touring may be a bit too extreme for a family wagon. See, a lot of people will tell you that CS stands for competition sport or coupe sport. No, it's actually short for inconsistent.
And at first, the new M2 CS looks like another mixed bag. The steering wheel is too thick, the weight-saving armrest delete is just annoying, and the carbon roof and boot lid only save 30 kilos, so this 1.7-tonne coupe is no featherweight. And it's almost £87,000 for a 2 Series. Think of what else that could buy you.
Truth is, not much. Where are the new sub 100 grand sports cars?
You can't order a Porsche Cayman anymore.
It won't be replaced, electric, petrol, hybrid, or whatever they decide to do with it, for about 2 years.
In Europe, the Toyota Supra is dead. The Nissan GT-R is dead. AMG?
Feels like they've completely given up. And the Alpine A110, which is also on its last legs, is a brilliant car that no one really bought. So the only real rival I can even think of for this car that's anything like the same money is the Lotus Emira, which looks brilliant, but would not see which way this thing had gone. And this has rear seats, and a big boot, and a back window you can see out of, and lots of equipment. Be a proper daily if it had a bloody armrest.
So let's quickly rattle off what makes this M2 a CS.
Ducktail boot lid made of carbon fibre. M Performance Parts exhaust, which sounds like this. Carbon fibre roof, 8mm lower ride height with revised spring and damper rates. Lighter, golder wheels, optional carbon ceramic brakes, which cost £8,800. Bendy chin splitter, very open front grills, which is bad news for your radiator.
The CS also gets a specific steering and differential tune. The brakes and stability control are tailored for more track-specific driving, but you have to pay extra for a titanium exhaust, and normal non-track tyres are a no-cost option. And meanwhile, under the bonnet,
a tune borrowed from the Big Brother M4 adds 40 bhp and 36 foot-pounds to the M2's 3-litre twin-turbo straight 6, which is now bolted to stiffer engine mounts.
All in, the CS makes 523 brake horsepower and 479 foot-pounds of torque. You go from 0 to 62 in 3.8 seconds, and flat out, it's knocking on the door of 190. Open the door and you find
lighter bucket seats, which are full of holes and still electrically adjustable, and I still don't like the carbon speed hump, and no clutch pedal.
No manual, no problem, as far as I'm concerned, and here's why.
Close your ears, BMW super fans, but I have always preferred the M2, this latest generation, with the automatic. I'm afraid BMW just doesn't make great manuals, not consistently brilliant shift actions like Honda or Porsche. You spend some time in one of these and you can just tell that the auto, the paddles, that's what this engine was tuned to work with. Wow, it's fast down here. You know, it just chomps through those low down ratios so much faster. Keeps the engine on boost and just gives you more of what you're paying for here, that harder edged, angry M-car character. And don't forget that even to put the manual in the standard M2, they have to detune the engine. They have to give it less torque so it doesn't lunge the stick shift. So I'm perfectly happy with flappy paddles really, and I do think this one has been sharpened. It's really obedient on the downshifts, gives you those thirds and seconds when you're braking, when you really want them. And you get that lovely seamless surge on the upshift, like you've hit a nitro boost in Need for Speed. Brakes are fantastic, actually, but so they should be for 9 grand. And I still do not understand the wisdom of BMW offering this comfort and sport setting for brake response. You know, the last thing you want from your brakes is changing the way they feel. And what could knock your confidence more than that? At least they have solved at last the problem of M cars cooking their brakes on track. Just wish it didn't cost so much money to solve that problem.
Price is what haunts the M2 CS. It's the ultimate version of the entry-level M car, but the money it demands moves it into a super serious league way out of the reach of most of us. And per pound you're spending, the upgrades might seem too triflingly subtle to justify. But what this car does do is add up to a brilliant sports car package. And that, like I said, is becoming a terrifyingly rare experience.
When it comes down to with a car like this, it's a simple question, isn't it? Am I enjoying myself? Yes, this is a good CS. Makes a decent noise, it goes like stink, it feels usefully smaller than an M4, a little bit, and although it does have the, you know, death by configuration modes, at least you can just save it into an M button as always and have done with it. And overall, the car's character is not hyper serious. You can be all precise and motorsport with it, or you can be a yonk. I really hope whoever at BMW is working on that new electric iM3 is commuting home every night in one of these. Because this is what we want. We want a decent slug of power, but not a crazy amount. We'd like a little bit of configurability, but not too much. We'd like a little bit of weight saving where possible. We'd like it to be a relatively compact size, and we'd like chuckability baked in.
You haven't got to be a superhero to enjoy the M2 CS, though if you are, it really does pump up the ratings on the drift analyzer.